And welcome back, everybody. We're back in Elite Dangerous again, because why not? It's a fun game. It's got a lot to offer for a sandbox. And we're going to continue a little bit. We're going to backtrack, though. So, just to do something a little different than just exploring and exploring and exploring for the moment, we are going to boogie as fast as we can back to the bubble. I'm going to go into my own private group. Don't need to be in FleetCom for this because, well, there's not going to be anybody in FleetCom that I'm going to be interacting with for the moment. Pardon me while I get a drink going here. Some caffeine going for my day. It's about lunchtime anyway. Hopefully the audio is suitable. I want to refit this ship just a little bit to offer a little better for scooping and also maybe even a little more jump range, but have boost available, which I currently do not, which makes it difficult for high G worlds. Might have to give up a little bit of jump range for that, but I'm okay with that. Because currently, we got a jump range of 50 light years, which is good. We could do better, but we could do worse. Now, first things first, let's dock here and find out. This planetary station here should have some outfitting. We're just going to go ahead and request docking. We should be good for this. And we'll let the auto dock do the work, because why not?
Just heading for approach to badge 08. You are clear for automated approach, Commander.
Kind of cool watching the external view camera. So this is part of the camera suite. And as you can tell, I've got the in-game music on. Now, what do we have for system services at the moment? Yep, we have no outfitting here at all. All we have is advanced maintenance and repair and things like that, which we don't need any of. Restock, I think we're good. Alright, so right now the limpets, the repair limpets, we don't need those. Not for what we're doing today. I can buy those again when I get back out here, or in fact we are coming back out. So that changes my jump range to 51.5, so that's not too bad. Now, let's see. Let's go to our galaxy map and find out just how far we are and how far we have to go. That's our next waypoint. We're going in the opposite direction. Okay, so we don't have to be here until Tuesday, which is 2 days away. So we should be in good shape. Let me make sure audio and everything is good. Yep, video and audio looks good. Hopefully everything is of good levels. I'm going to turn mine up just slightly for the mic. Hopefully that won't clip. Okay, now we want to go back to our home system. We're going to use the Neutron Star Highway everywhere we can. So if we go look up Jameson Memorial. Shinrad Desiree is what we got to look it up by. Shinrad Desiree. We are currently 7,000 light years away. So let's plot that route. Kind of nice we can actually plot in excess of 1,000 light years now. That was an incredible improvement. So we got 122 jumps ahead of us to Shinrada. Not too bad, and some of those are going to be neutron stars. So let's hit back on it here, and let's get started. Now I will be coming back out here to finish this expedition. Then I want to go back to Shinrada and I want to play around with some configurations. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is build a dedicated exploring anaconda and put this one back the way it was originally configured for combat and multi-role combat. And we want to go just about to where they flip and then go down just a hair. There we go. Then you know you're pointed up as high as you can. Let's get the landing gear up. First thing I need to do as well is unlock the current destination. There we go. And we just want to get out of the, we want to get up into Super Cruise. So with 122 jumps ahead of us, it's probably going to take about 2.5 hours total. Because we're not going to bother scanning any systems unless we find a water world. Or something that looks potentially like an Earth-like. Okay, our route is plotted here. And we are clear. And we are off. Oh, that's a large star, very large star. 7 new objects. So while we're scooping, we'll check the system map. See if there's anything that really looks interesting. A couple of lava worlds, but those are not going to be Earth-like, so you're going to high metal probably. And they've already got discoveries, so not that one. It's part of why I want to just do a different build and make it a little more specific to jumping, high-speed jumping. It takes me longer to scoop refuel my ship than it does to jump between systems itself. So I'm going to remedy that. And hopefully get the ability to boost back while maintaining most of the jump range. The FSD from this Anaconda is going to be the one I use, because it is the best one I have for this size. I will not sacrifice that for long distance. Got a real nice, I got a 53% roll on this, plus I get an extra 8% on my fuel consumption allowed, max fuel per jump. So that's why this ship is getting 50 light years. Or up to 50 light years. Of course, it won't get 50 light years if there isn't a star there to jump to. So it'll get less on whatever the closest is to that 50 years along the path. And about 206 max on a for a neutron star jump. So that's a really nice upgrade. Nothing of interest at all. We'll get a little bit of change for the trip back, but not much. Unless we find something really intriguing. And this is the part here I want to improve. The main thing I want to improve. All that and get boost. 119 jumps. I think for this particular build, I'm going to go down to maybe one fighter, ship-launched fighter bay instead of a dual. I'm going to keep the dual SRVs, however. That should give me the room to put a bigger fuel scoop in. There we are, clear of the corona. Yeah, so we're at 48 light years on this jump, and look how much fuel we're using. We could get a maximum of 4 jumps and we'd be out of fuel. But that's part of the cost of doing a long jump range. The longer jump range you want to be able to do, the more fuel it takes. I did play around with the DBX config a little bit as well. I stripped one of those down pretty well, but the problem with that is it doesn't have the abilities like the fighter bay, which I do like with this. So the DBX is not really for deep space for me, I don't think. So I'm going to leave that for travel around the bubble, more or less.
Frameshift drive charging.
117 jumps to go.
Fuel scooping.
Okay, so nothing going on here. There we go, get our fueling. Nothing new. And nothing of interest. Okay. So I was right, nothing going on there.
Fuel scooping complete.
Okay, let's get it away from the Corona again.
Frameshift drive charging.
So again, to anybody watching, I'm not abandoning this particular expedition. We're going to go back to Jameson, play around with the config a little more, do a little bounty hunting, play around there, and then Tuesday before the meetup, I will go back out and we will continue the expedition and run it to completion. Definitely nothing of interest here.
Fuel scooping complete.
June. The neighbors don't want to hear you right now. They're not there. Yeah, you probably do see the other neighbors across the street, don't you?
Frameshift drive charging.
Silly girl. Yeah, see, this has some interesting things. These are probably even Earth-likes, or close. That might be icy out there. This could be an Earth-like. It's already been discovered by somebody else. And all of these have been discovered. I'm guessing this one's probably the first, the only water world. This one may be heavy metal. Or high metal concentration.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Just a slight diversion. Who knows, may very well be worth the scan. It might give us a little extra cash to play with on the configuration. We're going to hit this, scan this planet, then we'll go out to the one at 4,000 light seconds. We'll see if this one's metal or if this one's water. If this one's water, then the one out at 4,000 won't be water. So that's why I'm doing this one first. Of course, if this one's water, then that means the other one at 4,000 light seconds is probably ice. Okay, let's slow down a bit. Yeah, I know I'm going too fast. Yeah, we'll just let it go right by it. There we go, now we're slowing down. And we should be just perfect to scan it. Ta-da! This is a high metal world, so that means that other one is probably water. So this is going to be water or Earth-like. Come on. Gotta kind of coax it to where I want it. One of these two outlying planets is going to be potentially water. As soon as we get away from the pole, planetary or gravitational pull, this planet will be able to move along and more quickly get to the next one. One thing I forgot to do last night is scan the neutron stars. So those are actually worth something. They will by no means be first discoveries. Not along this path. Can we get a little bit faster, please? Hopefully without whipping by it like crazy. Now, if this one's a water or Earth-like, the other one, the next one out, It's probably going to be too cold. So that's more than likely going to be icy. Yeah, it's referring to the last planet. Still have a few thousand light seconds to go. Unfortunately, the gravitation will get us caught. Hey, Molded Salad, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, just popping back to Jameson to play around a little bit with the config, and then I'll be coming back out to finish the expedition for Tuesday. Figure it gives me a day or two to play around and try to get a better setup, and do a little bit of combat. Go kill some NPCs, bounty hunting, the like. So how are you doing today? Hopefully things are going well for you. Need to figure out how I can get Streamlabs to, I don't think they will though, to do YouTube chat as well. That'd be nice. Then I could put YouTube and Twitch chat right up on the stream. Yeah, right now I am actually streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, take your choice, whatever platform you prefer. And that's a high metal. So there's a chance that this last planet won't even be water. It could be a metal as well. See how far away we are from that one. 4,000, it's not that bad. Or not 6, sorry. Still not that bad. Yeah, things are going pretty good. It's just kind of a lazy Sunday, so I decided, might as well hop back to Jameson Memorial and try to get a few other things done. And since I've only got one account, then that's what I'm doing it with. Even if I had multiple accounts, I probably wouldn't do them separately. I'd still use my primary account. Of course, I could do new player type things with the other one, but that's something for a later date. Okay, that shouldn't take us too long to get into scan range. Plus, it's one of the larger. It's a little bit larger. Then we'll be continuing our jump back to Jameson after we scan this one. Again, anytime I hit a really interesting planet or a system, yeah, going too fast. Going too fast. We're gonna orbit it. Now we're slow enough. There's a few things on this, the way this Anaconda is currently set up. I'm finding I really want to change. So that's also high metal content world, so no water worlds. So the system was just basically too cold. Or too hot. Sorry, not too cold. It'd be too hot for liquid water. On we go. Currently have 114 jumps back to Shinrarta. Hopefully we see a couple of neutron stars along the way. And off we go. Oh, we got one. Okay, so first thing, let's scan that. Now let's get a system scan. Don't think I have this one scanned yet. Okay, let's get turned away from the exclusion zone. Isn't that beautiful? So we want to get almost where it starts to turn purple. No, let's look at the system map. There's a couple of things there, but this looks like high metal probably. Not too worried about that. We are here for the jump range. Okay, so we want to ease into it. And as soon as we get into the jet, we're going to slow down. Like cut throttle completely. Otherwise, we'll go ripping right through it. There's some more dramatic view coming into it. We are just about there. There we go. Cut the throttle until we get the supercharge. There we go. Let's get out of it. We got our supercharge. Okay, let's get away from the star a little bit. And we need to line up with our jump, which is behind us. Oh, we got the star in focus right now. Back to the bottom of the list. 196 light years is this jump. Not too shabby. So right now we have 208 light year jump range. Not bad. 213 maximum. Not too shabby with the neutron stars. Alright, so we were probably lined up at the right way, and I turned around because I had the neutron star focused. Alright, here we go. 196 light years in one fail swoop. Now it's going to take a bit more fuel than normal. And we didn't have a chance to refuel. So you don't want to do too many of those back to back unless you have another star you can refuel at. It's nice to get the jump range, but you don't want to run out of fuel. And we got a fuel star. Let's scan it, get refueled. See if there's anything interesting here. Nope. A whole lot of nothing. 2 stars and only one of them we're using. Alright, let's go to the galaxy map, take a look at that, see where we're at now. See, we started here. We're now 607 light years away from that. Not too shabby. We're going way back over down here. So, yeah, we still got about 6,300 light years to go. Get a couple of more of those neutron star jumps. That'll really cut down on the amount of travel going back. Of course, it also is additional wear and tear on the ship. Fuel, fuel, fuel. So now we're scooping for 2 jumps, because that's what we use to do that. The jump to the neutron star and then the supercharged jump, which uses a little bit more fuel than a normal jump. But it is so worth it. Because that takes over several jumps. At 50 light years, that's almost 8 jumps worth. Or sorry, 4 jumps worth. Yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to the sound design engineers for Elite Dangerous. They really make this game an audible treat. The sound effects of the ships, the music and music score for the game. Five new objects. Okay, let's see what we got. 1 landable and not much else. On to the next neutron. We probably have another neutron star coming up soon. Yeah, we had 1 neutron star going into Eagle, which we'll probably hit on the way back, which is extremely angry. And it's not just angry; it was livid. A little problem with Stellar Forge, probably calculating it a little, movement of it a little fast. The oscillation of it basically made it like psychedelic fast. Eight new objects, 110 jumps left, and not much interest. Alright, let's see what we've got. See if we can see while we're refueling here where our next big jump is. Okay, this is our last fuel star. Come on, show me the routes here. Alright, looks like we don't have any neutron stars for a few jumps here.
Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, that's my cue to move out of the Corona and jump again. Or it is helpful having the longer jump range anyway. But I definitely want a much faster scoop rate. Now, a little better thrusters are going to bring my jump range down just a hair or two. Better, well, the thrusters aren't the issue. The distributor is preventing me from boosting. Because I've got an undersized distributor on this that's enough to run what I've got, but not enough to boost. And I'm probably going to have to upgrade that anyway for the fuel scoop. So, instead of taking Sinistar and tweaking it to the point of unrecognizable stature, I'm going to just build a new Anaconda just for this purpose. Nothing of interest there. Nice little fuel star.
Fuel scooping complete.
But when I'm thinking about it, has it even been discovered? No, it has not. Well, it's not going to be a lot of money, but it's going to be something. We'll just call this my star. This will be Sinistar's star. How's that? Oh, the pitch rate and super cruise of the Anaconda is horrific. We're going to scan this, and this will be Sinistar's star. All right. And off we go.
Crankshaft drive charging.
We're off. So this will put us about, we're closing in on 800 to 900 light years from where we started.
Fuel scooping.
Now, anything? Nope. And they've been unexplored as it is. Well, let's do this. Let's scan it while we're fuel scooping. It's going to get hot.
Fuel scooping complete.
Why not? We'll add it into the known, the discovered stars list. Why not? Now, get out of the Corona again. Let us continue our journey.
Crankshaft drive charging.
Several of the people of the expedition popping in and checking out what's going on, I guess. Or getting online, I should say. Probably looking to refuel, repair, things like that. And some of them are moving on to the next set of stars. Anything? Nope, not really. Yep, it's already had first discovery. Somebody else already put it on the map. Or I should say reported it. Well, it is kind of interesting. Stellar Forge does all the star placement and calculations, which in itself is pretty incredible. And Frontier doesn't even know where it puts all the stars until they've been discovered. The exception of a few that they've discovered themselves. From actually playing, you know, going through it on their test server, the dev server. Anything of interest. Anything at all. Got a lot here. A lot of items, but not like maybe a high metal world. High metal content, but everything else, nah. Oh, nobody's been to this one at all. And we'll scan the star just so we have it, and then move on. We'll be done fueling by then anyway. There we go. Can I not? There we go. K-class yellow-orange star. But we already knew that when we were jumping into it. Okay, let's get out of the fuel scoop range. "47 light years to our next jump.
Crankshaft drive charging.
Whoa, okay. I think this is angrier than the one I found last night. This is a very, very angry neutron star. This deserves a external shot. Whoop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's get out of the body exclusion zone. Yeah. We don't want that to happen. Let's, can we do this without accelerating? Not really. back to the ship. Not sure why I was doing accelerating like that, because it's I have to check my bindings on that. Alright, so we want to go in kind of there. As soon as we get into the very edge of it, it's going to get violent. Let's get a little deeper into it. Right there. It's going to get very, very violent. And we're going to get our jump out of it. That's where the screenshot right there. See, it's orbiting another star. So this is actually moving. Okay, so gotta watch our temp and everything. Hopefully it doesn't go up. Come on, get the recharge, get the charge.
Warning, ranging drive operating beyond safety limits.
We got it. Now we need to get away from this beast. Again, get away from the beast. That's the kind of beast out here that will chew you up and spit you out. And not think twice. And what is our jump for this one going to be? Interesting, so we got a supercharged, or did we lose the supercharge? No, we got the supercharge. But the only thing we can get to is 64. That's kind of a wasted jump. That's just a little bit of a waste. Let's see if we've got the... see if we got any other options along here. Well, probably not. We're kind of jumping across to... probably jumping across a less usable area. Well, see, we should be able to jump right to this. That's on our... yeah. Oh, that exceeds... the two jumps exceed our maximum range. And there's probably no other scoopable stars right on our path. I think we can make something work here, unless this is another neutron. No, that's a white-yellow. It's 100. How far is this one? 112. That's 112 away. We should be able to go right to that. I think we can still do better than that. What is the purpose of going here? That's a red dwarf. We can't even use that. That's 108. We've got up to 206. So as long as we're going more or less in the right direction. This should be within our jump range. It's a blue-white star. Class A, this is going to be another neutron. See, we should be able to go right directly here. we should be able to jump directly to it.
Frameshift drive charging.
None of this in-between stuff. No, no, no. We got a good jump range. Let's use it. This isn't even at our max. Now this should put us at possibly another neutron star. A blue-white Class A. That should be a neutron. Nope, it's an O class. Oh no, sorry, A. Yeah, it might be a. Okay, so it says it's an A class, but what's in the system here? Unexplored. Ooh. I think we may have just found ourselves a something worth exploring. Okay, let's plot the star, get that mapped, and then we're going to go check out that little blue planet that's sitting out there. Yeah, it's a Class A blue-white star. Okay. Let's get fuel, get our fuel up to par here. That's better. Yeah, that just took 2 jumps out of our, 3 jumps actually out of our path. And let's target this one. That's the one I'm most interested in.
Fuel scooping complete.
Get away from the star. And planet should be over this way. If we were going out to do this just for the rank or the money, there's several in this system that would definitely be worth scanning. Just seemed like a little bit of a pity to waste that jump. Only getting 25% better range when we had the ability to bypass several jumps. And we still got our refuel star. So what treat does this little gem hold for us? It should start scanning right under 100 or about 80 light seconds. There it goes, right if we hit 90. Shut down so we don't get too much further into the gravity. So we don't need to. And it is indeed a water world. Very nice. So we got first discovery on a water world. This one's going to be too close. It's probably too hot. Yep. So that one is probably going to be high metal. This one, not sure. That might be an ice world. It might be still in the Goldilocks zone. But if that's an Earth-like or a water world with rings, that would be awesome. Hopefully it's liquid, has liquid water. Be worth the trip here. If not, it's going to be a small gas giant, or it's going to be a maybe an icy world. One of the two. Let's go find out, because that's how we find out. Who knows, we might just find another landable planet with rings. That would be cool. So apparently we have a couple of new ships that are going to be coming. We've got the Crate and the Chieftain that are both confirmed. The Chieftain appears to be coming first. That looks like it's going to be kind of... it has a little more, or a few more waypoints, higher DPS potential than a FAS, but not as much as a Python. So it kind of fits between those two. And it is intended for extreme maneuverability like the FAS, the FAS. But it's not going to have any rank requirements. So it's going to be more attainable to more people. So it kind of seems like it's going to be direct comparator, or a direct competition to the Fertile Lance, but without the huge hardpoint. But instead it has two large hardpoints, which DPS-wise are very, very close to the size 4 for the huge hardpoint. And survey says... I need the sound of crickets here. I need a soundboard. It's a high metal content world. Well, it wasn't not worth checking out. But that water world was definitely worth checking out. And now, these are definitely going to be high metal. And first discovery for these, in fact, I think all of those are probably going to be high metal. Water world, nice. Yeah, let's see how far this one is. It's behind me, so I gotta turn around. You know, we know how these anacondas just love to turn in Super Cruise. I'm not up to the optimum turn rate speed here yet. Just go see if this is even worth touching here. If it's worth scanning, it probably is. So most of these out here are probably worth, yeah, it'd be worth several hundred, or a couple 100,000 total. About 40, 50,000 or so for metal. And it's always kind of fun to get some more interesting planets. Especially get the little kicker bonus for first discovery. That's kind of nice. So, you know, we might see 2, 3, 4, 5 million just for doing these planets, for scanning them. It's not a ton of money, but you get a bunch of these. It could make Explorer rank real fast. It's partly how I got most of my Explorer rank from just going out and scanning interesting things that and scanning every system I jumped into. With the system scan, and then if I found any interesting planets at all, I scanned every planet that was interesting. Wait, did I scan this one yet? No. Might as well just scan this since it's on the way. We're here, let's take advantage of it. And we don't have to backtrack as much. So we need an engineer. So that was high metal content world, so that was worth it. We need an engineer that can increase the system scans and the planetary scans significantly. Now back to the one we were going to, which is this beast. It's nice that they were kind of close together. Alright. Back to this one. The gravitational pull of the other planet is complaining. We will accelerate. Thank you. No, I will not slow down yet. So a little trick on these, if you don't want to go whipping past them, you want to keep the approach no less than about 10 to 12 seconds. And that'll keep you from being slingshot past them all the time. And when I think about that, it works. When I use it, it works very well. When I don't use it, I end up going right past whatever I'm targeting. You can get away with about 9 seconds on the arrival estimate, but if you go below 5, you're going too fast. You're going to whiz right by it. Doesn't matter when you start slowing down if you hit 5 seconds. Another high metal. So what do we have so far in here? We have 1, 2, 3 high metals, a water world, and we have that one which we haven't checked yet. This is a 2 for 1 right here. It's probably going to be high metal there as well. And that looks like it's going to be high metal. So, it might cause a little bit more backtracking here. The exit's 1,000 light seconds away. But it's going to pay off. And let's see. Is there anything interesting going on? No. Slow down just a hair there so we don't go whizzing by it as I tab out of the game for a moment. It's looking pretty quiet. So I guess I am going to go ahead and scan the rest of the system. Yep, there's 7 seconds. 8, good. We won't go whizzing right by it. We've got 2 objects here to scan. Kind of nice if we have a planet. High metal content world, yep. Be nice if we have a bonus high metal content moon. And we can scan it where we're at. Nice. This means we have 1 more planet to scan in this system, and then we're on our way again. Oh, no, it's just a rocky body. Okay. No bonus on that one. However, this one... that one we want to get. It has potential to be a high metal content. Keep the orbit lines as orbit lines. Why not? Welcome, the Dave Rave 40. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. So right now, just finishing up scanning a couple of high metal content worlds in a system on the way back to Sol. Heading back to the bubble. Just taking a break from the kind of taking a break from the Enigma expedition, since everybody's kind of taking a break till Tuesday anyway. I will be heading back out probably tomorrow night. I'll just go from Sol, I'll jump all the way back out to waypoint 7, or waypoint 8, sorry. Because we have a meetup on Tuesday, and I do want to get involved in that. It's definitely much more entertaining when you do long expeditions with other people. Okay, that's high metal. Nice. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Could not get to the mute button in time. Alright, so quick recap on the system. This is all newly discovered. And I got first discovery on these. So this is high metal, high metal, high metal, high metal, water, and high metal. Not too bad. Should be worth a couple of million for that whole system, or about $1 million maybe for the system. Alright, now we want to continue our journey. Guess I could have went to the bottom, it would have taken just as much time. Alright, 46 light years. Hopefully we will get... Yeah, it definitely... Elite is a wonderful sandbox game. If you like sandboxes that don't hold your hand, it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. You can do pretty much whatever you want in it. You can be a criminal, you can be a pirate, you know, that same thing. You can be a trader, an explorer, combat mercenary. Has a lot of potential for a lot of, you know, several different directions you can go. You can go do community goals if you want to help develop different parts in-game or help developing in-game storylines. You can go fight the Thargoids. You know, so we got aliens. Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, you could do like Molded is and just enjoy the scenery while he's cooking food. Now, if you don't have Horizons, I highly recommend getting Horizons. Your game Elite is not the same game if you don't have Horizons. Horizons adds so much more content. Plus, you can't have any dealings with the Thargoids or land in planetary bases without it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have atmospheric landings coming. Probably not this year, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, maybe by the end of the year. ZX Spectrum, I'm not familiar with that. Was that the original Elite, or was that Elite Dangerous? Probably maybe the original. And if it was on the original Elite, yeah, this one is much different. Much improved graphics. One of the things I do like Elite is it's beautiful and incredible sounding, and you don't need a really super high-end system to take advantage of that quality and to get a beautiful game. Well, although this is a pretty interesting system that hasn't been explored, there's not a lot worth exploring there. Alright, let's claim the star, and then we'll leave the planets. It's all a bunch of gas giants, which I'm not going to worry about. Ah. Yeah, the first Elite was challenging, but a lot of fun. This one offers so much more now. Of course, the first Elite was story mode driven. It wasn't a sandbox. I do remember that about it. Oh, could have went down on that one too. Would have been faster. Oh. Lock. There we go. Hope we're going to get another neutron pretty soon. Fingers crossed. They're beautiful, they're deadly, and they really help you go a long way in a short amount of time. 2 new objects. Anything worthwhile? Probably not. Nope. Just a couple of stars. Binary star system. I guess that's interesting. But it's not super interesting. Alright, so let's go find out. See if we can find our next long distance jump. It's not a very long distance. I don't think we're going to have any. We're going to have to go a couple of jumps before we find our next neutron, it looks like. Where are we at in our grand scheme? Yeah, so we started like back here somewhere. Did we? Find the one we were at. Ah, okay. We were here. Yeah, we've gone a little ways, so... we've only gone 1,200 light years so far. Now that would be pretty cool if they do cities. That would add a lot more to the game. Definitely. Of course, they do have some base type cities in Horizons that are pretty extensive, but they're not anything like cities on Earth. And atmospheric planets, yeah. That'd be cool because everybody's going to be like, oh, I want to land on Earth anyway. It's got atmosphere, let's try it. Alright, standard note. Oh, well. This is a very small system with not a lot going for it. Not for life. And let's see. Let's skip the fuel a little faster. This is part of the reason I'm heading back to Sol anyway, is to get a better fuel scoop. It's not the only reason, but yeah, it's the main one. We're gonna outfit get another Anaconda and outfit it specifically for this task. And I'm gonna put all the parts that I have in storage back on this ship the way it was built originally. And swap the FSD out for a shorter range FSD on this one. Because this ship originally was geared for combat. So, thinking just reconfiguring it's going to be, I stripped it for this trip, and I really don't want to keep it that way. Okay, that is a single star just sitting there with nothing. Yeah, we'll get the first discovery on the star. Because why not? Put it on the map for others. And we finished scanning at the same time we finished scooping. How nice. Okay, let's get our nose away. There we go, away from the corona. And let's get our next jump. 48 light years. Not too shabby. not a neutron star jump, but it's not too shabby.
Frameshift drive charging.
97 jumps. Hey, we're under 100 jumps. Woohoo! That means we've gone almost 30 jumps, which is a good start. It's not a lot. No Man's Sky, it's okay. It's not quite a sandbox style. You know, it was a little bit of letdown that it doesn't do multiplayer, at least not from the beginning. But I guess if you discard all of the promises about the game, it's not a bad game. There are some mods you can add to it that will increase the visual quality a lot and better textures, so it actually looks like a modern game and not like a direct console port. That's if you do it on PC. If you're on PS4 or PS3, you can't do those visual mods. But it's not bad, but it's just... I honestly, though, I haven't played it since they added base building. So I guess you could compare it to maybe like Subnautica for base building. It has a lot of similar, I guess, methods. So I can't give you honest feedback post base building and being able to do that. Yeah, I know Sony really did push that really heavy to, because they kept telling them, I guess, kept denying them to publish it on the PlayStation Network for a long time. This has a lot in the system, but is it a lot of worthwhile stuff? No.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, overall, No Man's Sky, it's decent. But once you've gone through and you've upgraded to a 48 slot ship, other than just building now, well, you could build a base now, which is great. But right now, I guess last time I played the game, I was probably 300 jumps to the center of that galaxy, and there really aren't too many places that I found that were interesting that close. It's a little, I mean, the interaction you have in the stations and stuff is a little limited as well. The space combat that's in there isn't too bad. But you do have to make sure you have your ship fully fueled and outfitted pretty well, or the pirates will shred you. This looks like a busy system. Gas giant with a lot of moons and not much else. So let's see. Next jump, another 40, actually 49 light years, not bad. So figure every 3 jumps we're going 130-ish light years. A huge contrast in jump range on some of my earlier ships in the game. First time I did a trip out, Oh, nice. So they have made improvements. That's good. I mean, the first trip I made, I went out to Cerberus, which is 6,500 light years from Sol. It was an Elite. I did it in an Asp Explorer with 29 light year jump range. Or 25, actually. It was like 25 or 25 and a half. It was not much. Yeah, that was a little annoying in No Man's Sky that every time you'd go close to the ground, when you're trying to fly low to the ground, it would push you up. I guess they were doing that to make it so that younger kids playing the game, like 7, 8 years, 9-year-olds, playing the game could actually, or they could do that, and then it would be less likely they would crash, because it would give them a crash avoidance. But that's not how they touted the game, when they were marketing it. And I think if they had taken their time and done it right, I think it would have been a better game. All the good stuff would have been in the original release, hopefully. Yeah, Elite was a complete game when it released, but it originally, or the base game and the original game, if you want to think about it as like an ocean, because it is a sandbox. From the beginning, it's been a sandbox. But as an ocean, it was, a mile wide and 10 feet deep. So very for the size. But there was only so much you could do, and once you've gone and done everything, there was not much left to do. It kind of lost some of the luster in it. They brought in power play to spice it up a little bit and kind of give people a purpose, which built a political system. We already looked at this, didn't we? Yes, we did. And that added a little more depth to it for those that wanted to get involved in it. And when when they went in and added in horizons, that increased the depth exponentially. Then it became closer to a mile wide, a mile deep. Maybe like, half mile deep. But they're still bringing out new content to expand that even further. If you do have Horizons, I highly recommend that you look into doing some of the engineers, because they're grindy to get the engineers unlocked, and also to upgrade the modules, but it really can improve what you can do with your ship and ships. Oh, and one of the nice things I really love about Elite is you can own as many ships as you can afford. You're not limited to 1 or 2 ships. And personally, I believe I have like 13 ships right now. 12. I got 12 or 13 ships. Small system. Anything interesting? Trinary star system with one little tiny rocky world. That's kind of an unusual one. Scoop, scoop, scoop. There we go. Might as well get the scan while we're here. And normally you don't want to point directly at the star. I'm at minimum throttle. And I'm not very close to it, so I'm not heating up a huge amount. But if you end up throttling up while you're pointed like that, you will crash into the Corona, hit the exclusion zone very, very quickly, overheat, and drop out of Super Cruise. And it can be kind of costly. Heat sinks. If you're exploring, heat sinks is a very good idea. If you do get too close to a star and you overheat, you can bleed off some of that heat and jump away. And I've had it many, many times where I learned that the hard way. Took me a couple of those to really understand just how valuable heat sinks can be. Looks like we're coming into a yellow star. One thing you'll definitely want to do as a new player to Elite, for Elite Dangerous, is make sure you do the KGB FOAM on your star class mapping. Let's take a quick peek at... okay, so we got a red dwarf and a yellow. Alright, so if we go into Galaxy Map, you go over to your filters. Okay, under filters, you pick star class, and you do everything that falls under KGB FOAM, and uncheck all the rest of these. And if you want to find non-sequence stars, you can use those as well. There's a couple of different style you can look for, types you can look for, but for your star routing, these ones up here, the KGB foam up here, those are the ones that give you fuel. The ones down here do not. And you just click apply to your route, and when you're routing, it'll give you only the refuelable stars, if there's one available on your path. You might go a couple of jumps without fueling stars, scoopable stars, but in general, the mapping program will do everything it can to get you there, to get you a fuel star. Now, I have had some instances where some paths I've taken where I ended up getting like 4 or 5 non-scoopable stars in a row, and then when I looked at my map, I was like 8 light years away from a scoopable star and I had enough fuel to get there. Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Anyway, that's had me scratching my head a couple times, like, why is this one a scoopable star? Why wasn't that in my route? Well, at the time, it didn't put it in the route because I also had another filter set up for populations. So I could find systems that had people in them and stations I could land at. So that, if your routing isn't working by the star class, you need to go and get rid of filters for cities and populations and governments, and then redo your routing based on star class, and that will make a huge difference. that should get it all working again. Okay, so this is going to be probably a binary system. Yep, it's another binary. Okay, let's get this scan started here while we're fueling up. Now, you can't focus on your next jump while you're doing a surface scan. And the way I'm doing this is a detailed surface scanner. That's a very valuable tool when you're exploring. Alright. And you have to let it finish the the scan before you turn away, or you got to start the whole thing again. Okay, now we're topped off. I'm really curious when we're going to find another neutron star in our path. Just going to line up on our target. I'm going to take a look and see if we have any coming up. Those are definitely very interesting. Oh, looks like we have one coming up here. This big long jump right here. Right to there. So that one, yeah, we got a neutron star coming up. That's our next jump. Or sorry, this is the next jump. And then the neutron star is after that. So this one right here is a neutron star. So that one is going to take us quite a long way. Well, let's get to the neutron star. The routing option to enable the neutron stars has been added recently, so you don't have to manually route for those. Okay, let's check and see if there's anything interesting here. Not really. A couple of gas giants, or no, those are red dwarfs. Never mind. A couple of red dwarfs. So it's a trinary star system with no planets in it. All right, so let's go back to the galaxy map. If you want to enable the travel, the jumps. See, that's our neutron star jump coming up. If you want to enable using neutron stars, you want to do fastest route for max jumps. Okay, and then you enable this one that says use jet cone boost. Now there's one down here that says FSD boost. You cannot use this at the same time as you're using the jet cone boost. If you switch to FSD boost, you have to have the materials to make premium, standard, or basic jump or boost chemicals. You got to synthesize the materials into a chemical. Basically, you're converting it into fuel that you can use for this jump. But you can't use this at the same time you're doing the jet boost or the jet cone boosts. But just leave this enabled, and while you do your routing under fastest routes, you will always get those when they're close enough to your path to benefit you. Now, if your jump range exceeds the if your jump range goes past a neutron star, and the neutron star is more than half your jump range to backtrack, that you'd have to backtrack to get to it, it usually won't get the neutron star. It's about half your jump range. So if that neutron star jump was like 10 or 15 light years away, it may not get it. Let's get away from the star. All right, so our next jump coming in is a neutron star. Question is, will it be casual, excitable, or downright angry? The last one was angry. The last one was really angry. Apparently, I've been making the neutron stars mad today. Now, I have had one time where I've jumped into and disengaged in a cone. Oh, this one's angry. This one's very angry. Okay, let's scan it. Get the system scanned. Okay, got the neutron star scanned. And let's aim away from... See, look at that. All of them have been angry today like that. Well, I guess there's one that wasn't. The last two have been very, very angry like this. Alright, so now let's see what else is in this system. Apparently there's a few things here. Ooh. Are these undiscovered? Darn, nah. They're not undiscovered. This is a bit of a treat. This is a black hole. We won't be able to see much of it, but we're going to scan it. Can I? I can't. I cannot. Why can't I select that? Let's find out. Is it even in our list here? Should be this right here. Is that a planet? Alright, so let's go back to the system map. Okay, so that's giving us the planet. Or no, yeah, that's a planet. It's a gas giant. That's not what I want. Why? Usually I see those parts there. They end up being black holes or stars. Okay, that's the neutron star again, but we're right by that. Ah, there's more stars there. Alright, let's back up. So is it this one? Or is that going to be a regular star? Or that either that or that's in... So it says discovered by... Okay, so this is just the... Yeah, that I thought that was going to be a black hole, but no, that's not. Because it's showing like it might be. That's usually what there is to help indicate that. Except for it usually has like looks like a disc or a ball. Alright, so that one doesn't have it. Okay, no worries. Let's get back on our route here. Oh, I got to do my FSD boost before I can select the next jump. Okay, let's go back. Let's go into this madness. Yeah, I think Stellar Forge is having some issues figuring these out. Let's go a little tighter to it, not much. So we're kind of aiming between the white and the purple, because it's kind of hard to get where the blue starts to turn to purple because it's all mushed together here. And as soon as we start, oh, there we go. So we throttle down all the way and try to maintain in it till we get our boost. There we go. Now we want to get away from that. Now we can plot our next jump. 196 light years. Sweet. That is probably the safest way to do a neutron star, especially if you have one that's that angry. Now that supercharge will stay with you even if you disengage Super Cruise. You will still have that supercharged jump ability. But if you end up dropping out, logging off, and then starting back up, you're not going to have it. You'll lose that supercharge. So again, with that supercharge, 206 light years currently. Not too bad. So that's our maximum jump range. A few more of those and we'll be back in the bubble in no time. $32 new objects, so this is probably going to be a system with a couple of gas giants and a lot of moons in it. Can we fuel scoop, please? Thank you. Oh, a lot of not much interesting here. Not much, but we can claim the star. While we're scooping, let's go ahead and get that star scanned. The payoff will be when I arrive at a system and we can cash in a lot of those. Now, right now the only thing I'm doing right now with this is the scanning is just getting first discoveries and getting some money as well. I've already got Explorer Elite. I've already got Trade Elite. Combat is the one I'm working on, and I'm on Dangerous, which I have Dangerous, then Deadly, then Elite. So I got 2 more ranks to go there. And money-wise, I'm not doing too bad. Be nice to have a little more. Building another Anaconda is going to cost a bit of money. But it is really going to be worth it for the ability to move great distances very quickly. So, let's just go to the bottom because we're almost there anyway. And we're coming into another neutron star. Well, ask and you shall receive. So we'll go in, select the neutron star, scan the system. Okay, let's scan the system, then select the neutron star once everything comes online. There we go. It's 11 things in the system. See, this one is not nearly as angry. This one's just a little excitable. Alright, so get pointed away from the body exclusion zone. If you try to get real close to those, you will overheat and drop out into normal space, and it is not a fun time. Oh, look. Wow. These are all been discovered, so No first discoveries on these. Not surprising because it is a neutron star. That's going to be high metal, high metal, high metal, high metal, high metal, probably high metal. But that's like 92,000 light seconds away. Not going to go to that because we'll be almost back to... by the time we get there, we're going to be like another 30 jumps back to Sol. Alright, so we're going to aim kind of where the blue starts to kind of turn purple. And that should get us a pretty... It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as the last one. Doing a little bit closer. Alright, that should be good. Kind of aiming kind of towards the middle of the cone where it's purple. It's where I want to hit. Just right on the end of it. It's awesome the way the sound comes just as it's swishing around. You hear it getting closer and closer. Down just a little bit. Alright, there we go. Throttle down. Okay. Throttle back up and get out of it. Get out of the neutron star. Thank you. Okay. That was a little bumpy, but not too scary. $198. After we do this next jump, oh, this is another neutron star. We're going to get 2 in a row. And then I need to, well, then I want to find a fuel star. Because this is going to take our fuel down significantly lower. And we're almost down to half a tank. Scan system, our usual scan and go. Select it. So we can take a peek while it's scanning. We can look at the system map, as long as we don't focus on anything else. Nothing else of interest here. This has been scanned by other people, so not the first to be here. Since it is a neutron star on the way to Colonia, I'm not surprised. Let's go get our supercharge, and then we will plot our next jump. This one's much, much more relaxed. Still dangerous, but not nearly as bad as some of the others. Or not nearly as angry. Right, let's get a little closer. There we go. That's the spot where, right as it just starts to turn purple, that's where we want to aim. And here we go. Shut down. So we want to decelerate until we get the supercharge. There we go. Now full throttle out of it. Now we can go plot our jump. So this one's only giving us 111, but that's still pretty good. At least it's not doing like the 64 and wasting it. Oh, this isn't going to take much fuel at all for this one. Jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's still equivalent to, what? Almost 3 jumps, 2.5 jumps in one leap. Almost 7,000 light years goes pretty quickly when you do it in. When you can take off chunks at over 1 to 200 light years per jump. And we have a fuel star. 20 objects. Okay, so get our fuel set. We're scooping. Nothing of interest here. So while we're scooping, I'm going to go ahead and scan the star. Surface scan it, because it's just a little more cash. And who knows, we might get first discovered on this. It doesn't add up to a lot of money for first discovery for the stars, unless it's a black hole or a neutron star. Then that's a lot more. Probably not going to find any neutron stars in this section of space that other people have not found, just simply because this is on the way to Colonia. It's the highway to Colonia, basically. Alright, let's get our next jump and finish topping off our fuel.
Fuel scooping complete.
Okay, so we've done 2 neutron stars back to back. So let's take a look at where we're at now. Maybe we can see what kind of progress and see if we have any more coming up soon. Looks like we might have... No, maybe. There's a red dwarf. It's not going to give me beyond that because that's my fuel. Alright, so... Sol. Yeah, so if we go back to any place here, back basically, we're right about 4,700 light years away. So we've traveled back, quite a ways. This is Colonia out here. Yeah, that's Colonia. And we started off. Yeah, we started off here in Eagle Sector, which doesn't look like we've gone a long way, but we've come almost halfway back. Let's see, how many jumps do we have left? 84, so we got a few left. And that will include neutron stars on the way back. I may have to split this into a couple of different streams. Alright, let's see if there's anything interesting. No, nothing really. And nobody's been here before. Or nobody's scanned it before, even though they came here. Now, it's not going to be worth a bunch, but we're going to get our name on it, and it's worth a little bit. Some of these will definitely add up. A bunch of these will add up to a bit of change. Alright, let's Okay, we got fuel scooping done. Oop. Back down to our next jump. Alright, and let's see. I think we got a few more jumps before we find anything, any more neutrons. Class M dwarf, so that's our next. Yeah, if you do get into exploration, advanced system scanner and the detailed surface scanner are your friends. That will get you rank and money to get you to Elite Explorer, and possibly, will definitely help you get some better ships.
Fuel scooping.
Now, one thing I am going to be doing later today, so that that's where I'm going to break it into a couple of different streams today. Tonight I'm probably going to be streaming, well, I will be streaming at some point tonight, bounty hunting, and possibly doing some multi-crew.
Fuel scooping complete.
And that'll be in my private group for anybody that's actually interested in that. And it is on PC, so unfortunately, we don't have cross-platform right now with PlayStation, unfortunately.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now, when you are using the neutron highway, or neutron stars to jump, especially when you do multiple jumps in a row, you want to keep an eye on your module integrity. They do take damage when you do the neutron stars frequently. Every time you do a neutron star jump, you're going to take a little bit of damage. This is interesting. I do believe that is a black hole. Quite possibly, maybe. Why do we have... Aha. And these are unexplored. Ooh. Let's scan it and find out. Is it just a binary star system that we popped in the middle of? Or is there something more here? Either way, it's kind of got my interest. If this is just a binary star system, that is very interesting, but usually there's something in the middle that they're orbiting. So let's see if we can ID everything that they're... Okay, we got another star over here. There's another one over there. So this is just a binary, M-class binaries. Interesting. That's rocks or asteroid belt, asteroid belt, asteroid belt, asteroid belt. I think all these are asteroid belts. Okay, so that's a planet. Okay, so it's just a binary star system that's been unexplored. Star map. Alright, no, we don't have... Okay, so I see what they're doing. This is just to indicate that these stars are the pair that this is orbiting. It's just the first time I've seen one that was... Star map was built like this. There's not a lot else interesting to scan here, but it's interesting. Now, it's an M class. We should be able to get fuel from it if we approach it carefully. So we're going to fuel scoop from one of the twins. You don't want to just go plunging right into them. That'd be bad. Because we want to skim the corona. Hopefully when the new planet system comes in, look at that, we got a couple of jets there. Mass ejection. Anyway, when they do the new planetary generation system that's coming, hopefully the star textures will also improve a bit. Get some more variety in them. Yeah, if we can even scoop off this one. Hopefully we can. Okay, there's the corona. This is the exclusion zone, essentially. Another coronal mass ejection. Yeah, it's just gorgeous the way they make these. And we've got fuel. Good. Wow, I had to get close for that. It's a red dwarf, so it's a small star. And of course we want to watch our heat, which is doing pretty good right now. So we've got a first discovery on a true binary star system. Binary star system with binary orbit. Not bad. Don't know if that's going to do anything for the first discovered bonus, but... we will have our name on that binary system forever and ever and ever. Now, go back to our next jump. Find out what the next system has for us. It's going to be a Class M red dwarf. Visual scan
Fuel scoping.
and refuel. And while that's refueling, let's go look. Okay, the next jump is only 13 light years, so that may be another neutron coming up. Yeah, I think that's going to be a neutron star coming up. Anything of interest here? No. Not really. Let's scan the star because, well, why not? Let's get that data. We're refueling it anyway, so... Nose away a little bit, and let's scoop a little faster. We're almost done scooping. We need to get our jump set for our route. There it is. Yeah, we wouldn't jump such a short distance unless it was for a neutron. It's kind of weird because I've had sometimes where, I guess it's where I'm jumping to. It won't give you the neutron star if you have to backtrack to get it, to get to the star, to take advantage of it, I guess.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, and this is a neutron star. After this neutron star jump, well, I'll show you the module integrity before the jump and then again after the jump. The main part, it's going to be the reactor and the FSD are the main things to be concerned with. Scan the system, scan the star, 4 objects. Anything of intrigue or interest? Not really. And did it finish the scan? Well, looks like it did. Okay. Let's, we gotta get our ship pointed the right way. Right about there is... a little more. About there is where we want, right around there is where we want to enter. Okay, so module integrity. Before we do this, modules. Frameshift drive is currently at 94%. Reactor and power distributor should be the same. Power plant should be fine. Okay, power plant is at 100%, so it's not affecting that. It is only affecting the FSD. Okay, so we're at 94% now, so let's go and get supercharged. And then we'll check it again. All right, Molded Salad, thank you very much. Appreciate it. You have a good, great day, and yeah, if you get a chance, like I said, I'll be on later tonight if you want to check it out. Should be a little more interesting. We're going to do some more, a little bit of combat and bounty hunting. And also outfitting a, hopefully a little better exploration conda. And here we go. Throttle down. We got our supercharge. Let's get out of the cone. And okay, now that we've got our supercharge, we've gone down 1% just from doing the supercharge. So if you're doing a lot of these jumps, like really abusing the neutron star highway, carry an AFMU, because an AFMU will definitely help. See, one thing we can do, although we would have to take it offline to repair it. So you don't want to do it when you're supercharged. because you will lose that. Alright, so now we need to get our next jump plotted. And let's get away from that neutron. 187 light years, not bad. UK time? Alright. Well, said it'll probably be a couple, well, it'll be later tonight, so a couple hours away from me. So it'll be morning for you. Anyway, you have a great day, Molded, and thank you very, very much for joining today. Hope you have a wonderful evening. And do hope to see you soon in the future. Ooh. Neutron to neutron. $29 objects. Let's finish that scan. Few things in the system, but nothing that stands out as come see me or pay attention to me. Oh, what is our module integrity after the jump? Still 93. So we take 1% every time you charge off a neutron. So let's go in right about here. That should keep us out of the exclusion zone. Just right before the purple. You can hear it getting closer. And closer. Here we go. Okay, throttle down so we don't go right through it. We got our supercharged. Let's get out of the stream. There we go. Okay, so again, we lost 1% charging. Okay, when we get to a non-FSD, or, well, FMU I'm not going to bother with because we've got plenty of integrity. But the AFMU, like I said, that's your automated fuel or automated repair module. Automated maintenance. Anyway, that will repair a pretty significant amount of your FSD. You probably, with this amount, I could get a full FSD repair. All right. And it's going to take us down to 78 jumps. And of course, it's also going to take us down to just a little over half a tank of fuel. And neutron stars have to be some of the most beautiful, yet some of the most deadly things in this game that you can come across. Let's get our refuel set. There we go. Let's check the system map. Nothing interesting there. And somebody else has already discovered this, so off we go to the next. I can do almost right around 300 units per second without building up too much heat. This will get it fueled up. It'd be really nice to get it quite a bit. Alright. No problem, Dave Rave. Alright, so done with our fuel. Going away from the Corona. How far is this jump going to be? 48 light years. This is probably going to be another red dwarf. Or an M class. Oh, this is going to be a white star, so Class F white star. You can see up in the top, it pops up in the top right hand corner for a moment, and it'll tell you exactly what you're jumping to. Or you can go look at the galaxy map and that'll also tell you. Okay, scan, get our scoop rate set, and let's go look. Small system. Yeah, a bunch of small dwarf stars, or, well, unexplored. Nobody has been here, and there's one little landable planet here. Nobody has been here yet, so let's go ahead and get our name on it. So I'm at minimum throttle, so I don't go careening into the exclusion zone and overheat. Okay, let's get away from it. We got our scan, we got our fuel. There we go. How far are the other things? Oh, not far. This one will be able to get a scan on where we're at, from where we are now. Might as well go ahead and get our name on this since it's close to us. There we go, another white-yellow star, so that will also be refuelable and scoopable. This one I think is going to be a little bit out of our scan range. Yeah, this one's a bit out of the range. Question is, how close do we have to get to it to get it in our scan range? Probably not very... Shouldn't be very close because it's a star. Those you can scan pretty far away. How far away is our next jump? Let's see. Next route jump is 48, so that may or may not be... That's probably a refuel star again. Should be able to get this around probably another 10,000 light seconds to get the scan. And of course, how many jumps do we have left? 76. I guess the main reason I'm going to scan this one is because nobody else has done this one, so why not? Apparently nobody else is, even knows this star exists, or this system exists. Nobody has been through it, apparently. If someone did, they didn't pay attention to it. Okay, so we're at almost at 20K. Welcome back, Dave Rave. Just going out to see if I can finish scanning this particular little system, just the stars. No interesting planets here, just the stars themselves. There's 3 of them. So should be coming into scan range of this one very soon. And then we're going to be searching for the next neutron. Okay, so 15K, it doesn't scan. Almost down to 10. Yeah, so we got to get a bit closer than I expected for this one. Guess I'm used to scanning bigger stars, which take a bit more to get to. Or much larger, so you can be further away, I should say. And there we go. Now we can scan it. And while we're scanning that, I'm gonna ready to go to our next route. Next gen route. Almost done. Okay, red dwarf. Class M red dwarf. So all of those in that system are refuelable. All right, next. Modules, yeah, so 92. Okay, so it takes a lot more jumps to wear down your FSD if you're not using neutron stars. I'm gonna check again once I finish the second jump, see if there's any further degradation. So we're coming into another yellow star, or red dwarf. There we go. So scoopable. Alright. Module. Nope, still 92. So you can do more than one jump without having any other damage. Okay, so we got a yellow, red, and a M class, and then looks like a red dwarf. But nothing really of interest here. Oh, I forgot to check. Has it been discovered at all? Yes. Yes, it has. The red dwarf hasn't, but the other has. The main star has.
Fuel skipping complete.
And the red dwarf is going to be worth more or less nothing. Or so little it's insignificant to us. Not that those stars in the last system have any serious value either.
Frameshift drive charged.
Alright, so we are going to a neutron star. Another jump, another long jump. Alright, so this should come up. Looks like we're coming into a white star. And there we go. Yeah, 'cause it'll show you at the end of the hyperspace tunnel the color of star you're coming to shortly before you drop out. Okay, let's get that scanned. Looks like it might have some couple high metal worlds, but these are all been discovered already. And those have been scanned also. Alright, so we got our neutron star scanned. Let's line up and get our supercharge on. Alright, so almost to the purple. Just before the purple. There, now we can see how close we're getting to it. There we go. Just before it changes purple. That's where I want. Been having some pretty good luck with that. As we get closer to it, you'll start to hear it coming on the right-hand side. There we go. Throttle down. That way we can stay in it. There we go. Now we need to get out of it. There should be, there we go, 195 light years. Not bad. Not bad. It's almost the maximum. We have another 11 light years maximum we can jump with that. And this is going to go to an M class red dwarf, so we should be able to get fuel there. Yeah, a few more jumps and I'm going to check progress on the path, on our route. Let's get that scanned. Let me check here. Okay, system. Okay, binary star. Already been discovered. That one, apparently nobody cared about that one. See how far away that is. If it's close, we'll scan it. It's not close enough. Never mind. We are not going to scan it. Lock in our next route and let's top off. Oh, it'd be so nice to have like 600 or 700 units per second. Then I'll be able to get the jump between systems down to probably about 40 seconds. If I just want to go from A to B, it'll be perfect for that.
Fuel scooping complete.
And again, getting boosters enabled on this would be very nice. So, better refueling and the ability to boost, and have thrusters that are a little more capable without going too crazy on the thrusters. I definitely don't want to put the Class A thrusters I currently have for the ship on board, because that will seriously decrease my jump range. And I don't have the power to support it on this particular build. So again, this is going to go back to a multi-role combat ship as soon as we land it. And the FSD is coming out of it. Probably going to have to engineer a new FSD for Sinistar. So I don't think I have another Class 6 that's got a decent jump range on it. That also is going to depend on how much cash I have after I build the other Anaconda, because that's going to take my cash down quite a bit from what I currently have. And I guess at worst I could go and sell my cutter, since I haven't even used that since I built it. Just don't prefer it. I mean, it's a nice looking ship. I just don't prefer it. I don't prefer flying it. The Anaconda has better jump range and almost the same cargo capacity. I guess I could use it for a cargo ship. Maybe for passenger missions, that might work for that. Another red dwarf ahead. So 72 jumps left back to Shinrarta. So we've done almost a third of the journey jump-wise numbers. We're almost to, oh, actually we've done 50 jumps now. Okay. Discovered one new object. So is this... Oh, it's got a couple of things close by. Nothing too interesting. It's already been discovered first by somebody else, so it's not going to be worth doing much with. Okay, let's get our refueling going here. And while it's refueling, let's go take a peek at our galaxy map. So the next jump is to another red dwarf. And after that, another red dwarf, another red dwarf, and then we jump slightly, well, a bit off course to a neutron star. Well, okay then, let's go neutron away. I'm in the Northwest. I actually live in Oregon. So, Pacific Northwest corner of the U.S. And it is currently 1:42 p.m. here. So, just after lunchtime. So, Dave Rave, whereabouts do you live? Ballpark. I know I've got people that watch me from Alaska, continental US, and also several from the UK and couple from Australia. And just, guess just a little tidbit for people that do run ad block. You don't need to run ad block on my channel. I'm not doing any ads. With the changes coming up to the YouTube Partner Program, I've went and I've demonetized everything so they can't put anything on it. So there's no worries about that. This is an ad-free channel on YouTube. And you don't get any ads on Twitch either, so take your pick. Well, at some point I don't have really enough to worry about doing anything on it anyway, because you know, as a small channel you don't really make anything on them. Now, if I can figure out how to get Stream Pro and to go ahead and do the YouTube chat as well, that would be very helpful. Might have to play with that a little bit today. I have the Twitch component working, so if somebody puts anything in chat on Twitch, it'll show up on the stream. I need to get that so Twitch is on one side, YouTube is on the other. I think that would be a kind of an interesting way to do it. And I don't think anybody else is doing that I've seen. Not any of the channels I watch. Alright, so we got our fuel going. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. No. Nothing interesting. And it has been discovered before. Let's move on. Let's get closer to that neutron jump. Okay, so this is another M class that we're jumping into. And after that, we should have the neutron star. The question is going to be, how angry is that star? That's always the question for neutrons. Okay, 2 new objects. Let's get our refuel set. Let's get scooping here. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, and the nearest star in this is 400,000 light seconds away. Ah, UK and Manchester. Okay. So this has already been first discovered. Nobody cares about that one because it's so far away. That's 400,000 light seconds away, so that's going to take a bit of travel time to scan it. Well, I'm curious how close you live to molded salad then. I know the UK is a pretty big, it's a big country. Haven't been there since 1991. It's the last time I was actually in the UK. And I was only there for a very brief time. Pretty much like maybe 2-3 days stopover. Okay, our next jump is another red dwarf. And then after that, we should be jumping to the neutron star for the next long jump. And module health. So we've gone down 1% over several more jumps, but I believe that included the last neutron star. Now, if you are using the Neutron Star Highway, I recommend keeping your FSD above 70% health and integrity. And also, when you do dock somewhere, repair your ship integrity. You want to repair that and get that up closer to 100%. Your modules will take less damage the higher your integrity is. And if you don't repair that integrity, you're going to have degradation much faster. So I repair my integrity to full health every time I dock. Did we scan this one? We should have already had to scan on this one. Yep. We already scanned it. And, oh, high metal. Somebody's already scanned this one. How far away is this? I don't think that's far enough away to be water. These are going to be high, that's high metal, possibly even ammonia. This is probably going to be high metal. This is definitely high metal. And it has not been discovered. So let's go get a first discovery on that, and then we'll check this one out. And see if this is, because this is probably going to be high metal as well. But that's probably going to be, that might be icy. Well, let's find out. That might be water world or even possibly an Earth-like. It's worth the diversion. If it's, even if it's high metal, that could give us a bit of money. And it could, if it's a water world, it'll give us a nice chunk of change. We'll get first discovery on this close one. Shouldn't have to travel too long to... Oh, that's our next... Why didn't we... I thought we marked it. We did not. Okay, system map. Why did you not? Yeah, because I didn't apparently click it. And then we got our neutron star jump coming up. Okay, let's go and get this scan done. It will not take us long to get here. Or to get this and get it to in scan range. It's almost there. Okay, there's the scan range, and then we're going to go scan that other one to find out if it's high metal or if it's a potential Earth-like. Depending on the size of this star, it may put it in the Goldilocks zone. So we're going to get a first discovered on this planet, but we're not going to get a first discovery on the other one. First discovery on water worlds and on Earth-likes. This is heavy metal. Yep, so we'll get a first discovery on this. So that'll be worth a couple of thousand credits. Now the other one that we were looking at is this one right here. See, and this one has also been discovered already. So this may be a metal, maybe or a potential water, or somewhat Earth-like. Okay, it won't take us very long to get back to this one either. And that's a little further out. So we have one more that's potentially ice or potential Earth-like. So I'll have to look at the system map. So these do, even if you're not first discovery on these do offer a nice payoff. If you get first discovery, it gives you an additional bonus. Slow down so we don't go flying past it. There we go. We should be in scan range very soon. Just starting out, yeah, you'll be able to get up to the point where you can go out and explore very quickly, and it will give you a chance to earn a lot of money. If you do a search on Reddit, there's a road to riches that you can get a lot of money from, and it'll give you a lot of rank very, very quickly. I'll have to look it up again, and maybe when this is done, I'll post it in the description, because I have done part of that myself. Okay, so this is a high metal content, so it's still too close. Let's go check the other one. This is probably going to be another high metal content. This one is unexplored. We'll have to check and see what this one is. Okay, so we're almost at that planet as well. Will not take us long to get here. You kind of work, basically when you're scanning the systems, you kind of work outward anyway from the star, because you jump in close to the star. And the interesting planets tend to be right around the Goldilocks zone, depending on the size of the star. It can be anywhere from 1 to 4,000 light seconds away. Sometimes, if it's a big, like a Class O star, it could be even further out. Being new to Elite, I highly recommend working your way up to a Cobra. It's about 300 to 340,000 to get into the Cobra. I'm going too fast. I'm going to go right by it. A loop of shame, maybe. Can we get slowed down? Oh, we might make it. Yeah, we got it. Okay, we didn't do the loop of shame. Anyway, so the Cobra is a very good multi-role ship. It's got decent jump range, especially if you can get an A-rated FSD into it. It's got decent layout on weapons. It's a pretty competent fighting ship, because that's high metal content. So either this next one is going to be worthless, or it's going to be an ice. It's either going to be ice, or it's going to be... it's unexplored. Let's check it out. It's not that far away. Might take us a couple of minutes to get to it, because it's back the other way. Anyway, yeah, look at a Cobra. It can carry a decent amount. You can set it up to about 40 tons max carry weight and still get decent jump ranges out of it. So that would be a good way to go if you want a multi-role ship that can do decent combat. You can fend off pirates. It has a good boost speed, if you, especially if you A-rate the thrusters on it. You can get high enough distributor and power plant to support railguns, or even advanced plasma or a plasma accelerator on it. You can't do an APA on it because those are size 3. But you can do 2 size 2 and 2 size 1 hard points. So you can do, if you want to do like beams on it, it has enough to support beams. Or you can put size, I would recommend doing like size 1 pulse lasers or beams for stripping shields. And then look at doing the, maybe like size 2, put multi-cannons if you're starting out, or if you're good with fixed, then do maybe like a multi-cannon and a railgun. The railguns do pretty good amount of damage. I believe you can do size 2 plasma accelerators. You can. And those will support those pretty well. You can put in large enough power plant and large enough distributor. You can have a very comparable ship if you get good with fixed weapons. Okay, let's get here a little quicker. We're going to be getting into the outside of the Goldilocks zone where if there is water, it's going to be icy. And those really just don't have a whole lot of value for your scan data. They'll give you something, it won't be a lot. Alright, well, if you're getting off for the night, then you have a great evening. I know it is getting quite late for you there. And your time I will be on later today for me and morning for you. Probably early morning for you. It's going to be, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here pretty soon. And again, thank you very much for joining the stream. If you would, throw a like if you enjoy the content, or if you find any of it helpful. That really does help me out a lot. And I went right past it. The loop of shame. I mean, like and share if you see fit, however you see fit. And that does help me out. Helps out a lot. Gets the stream a little more visibility. And if you would, if you like the content, please subscribe. That also will help out a lot. And have a great evening, and I will be here, like I said, I'll be on later to do some bounty hunting and ship combat. Alright, and this is an icy body, so it is not worth much. Okay, next in our route, I believe this is going to be another, let's see, according to the galaxy map, what do we have? So we got one jump, and then we're going to go into a neutron star. This is our neutron star. And that will take us, well, that gives us a decent jump. Alright, so how far away are we now? We are 3,000 light years away. Okay, you're still watching. Good. Alright, well, let's see. So we got 3,000 light years, roughly, and closer to 4. So we have made some progress. So the next jump is a neutron star. I think I'm going to be taking a break here pretty soon anyway. Really should take a break for lunch soon. I'll get a little closer to the bubble before I take a break. And what are we at now? Stream time is 3 hours. We'll do the neutron star jump and then see what comes after that. And if we got a couple more jumps to the next neutron star, I'll go ahead and call the stream time. Take a break and get some lunch. Let's get that scanned. Definitely, highly doubt this is a new or an undiscovered system. Oh, yeah, we didn't get the first on that. Somebody else did. And there's nothing else of interest here. Don't expect to have a water world or Earth-like anywhere around a neutron star. Just doesn't happen. Unless there's a red dwarf in the system, then it's possible. But it would have to be a significant ways away. Well, that would be very much appreciated, Dave Rave. Alright, that's, let's see, we want to aim for the transition to the purple, or right before the purple. This one's not nearly as energetic as a couple of them. It's definitely not as bad as some of the more angry stars. Okay, so your speed as you approach it is a little less important. This is the speed you have when you get there, or when you get into it. So right now we're going at about 4.5 million, 5 million meters per second. Now as soon as we, gonna hold it about 4, as soon as we get into the stream here, there we go, we cut the throttle as fast as we can. And there we go, we got our supercharge. So even though I cut it, we didn't decelerate because the frame shift drive was malfunctioning. Well, it does a bit of a malfunction. Alright, we got our supercharge. Let's get our jump. 196 light years. I'll take that, thank you very much. Let's get turned around here. There we go. Let's get away from the star a little bit. And module, sorry, currently our integrity is at 89%. Alright, if we wear down too much more, I'm going to drop into normal space and fix it. Said I don't want the integrity to get too low because it will start having malfunctions. I've seen it do that below 70%. And the one thing you do not want is your FSD going offline while you're in the cone of a dwarf, or while you're fuel scooping. Okay, let's get our scoop rate set up. And then we'll go and check and see what we have coming up. So, star map. Now we got a trinary star system. And we are the first people ever to be here. Okay, let's go back. Let's take a quick peek at our galaxy map. See what we have coming up. Red dwarf. Red dwarf. Say yellow, so that's another refuel. Another yellow. Let's zoom in on that star. Where's our next? And it looks like we've got another neutron coming up right here. Yep, another neutron star. So we're a couple of jumps away from another neutron star.
Fuel scooping complete.
So that's not bad. All right, let's go ahead and get the scan on this star since nobody else has claimed it yet. Fuel scoops vary depending on the size. The cost goes up. You can go get a fuel scoop for as little as, if I remember right, about 1,200 credits, and they go up a lot higher than that. They might even be cheaper. Class E and Class Ds are going to be the cheapest scoops, and that you can go up in size. The one that I'm going to put in this ship is going to cost about 14 million. So they get very expensive as they get bigger. The lower classes, they're a lot cheaper. Nice thing about fuel scoops is they all have the same weight for the module class, so the size of the fuel scoop, you can go up in the size of the fuel scoop, and they don't add significant weight to your ship. So it does have a much easier time with the jump range. Okay, all of these stars are close by. At least 2 of them are close by, so let's go ahead and get the scan on the other one. So be just a little bit of extra cash. Alright, so we've got 66 jumps back to Shinrarta. We've gone almost half of our jumps as far as the number of jumps back for this trip. Okay, modules, 89%. So like I said, pretty soon. Let's see, we'll do repair pretty soon on that. That is, let's go ahead and get the whole system while we're here, because that's not very far away. Should be able to get a scan on this, and then let's finish this system scan. Then I think I'm going to take a break for probably 30 minutes, grab some lunch and something to drink, and then I'll be back online and we'll finish the trip to Shinrarta. Yeah. So we got a couple more jumps to that neutron star anyway. That'll also cut the size of the stream down a little bit, so YouTube and Twitch won't complain too much about it. Wow, got to get a little bit closer to this one than I expected. Of course, it's probably a red dwarf. Well, if you want to get into exploration, Dave Rave, you may want to look at working up towards a Diamondback Explorer. The Diamondback Explorer, you can easily engineer up to 40 light years jump range, and if you do engineering, you can get it up to about 35 without engineering. With engineering, you can get it up to about 52 that I've seen as a fairly good jump range with lightened modules. I set up a Diamondback Explorer, and you can A-rate it and get a Diamondback Explorer for about 1.5 million, and you can totally max it out without engineering with about 15 million credits. That's a whole lot cheaper than getting an ASP Explorer and trying to A-rate that. Now, an ASP Explorer is a little better ship because you can have more modules in it. It's not big enough for a fighter bay, but it is big enough to put in 2 landers, 2 SRVs. So if you're out exploring and you break one of your SRVs, you have another one. And you can put a pretty sizable fuel scoop in those as well. They don't have quite the jump range as an Anaconda, but they cost a lot less. And they are excellent for exploration. Okay, now we have our name on everything here. Okay, again, so let's see our galaxy map. Again, we have a couple of jumps out to the next neutron jump. So it's going to be one past. We got a neutron jump in. Looks like 4 more jumps to the neutron star. All right. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for now. And I will be back in about 30 to 35 minutes. And we'll continue the trip on and go catch that next neutron star. So I want to thank everybody very much for joining. And again, I'll be back online in about 30, give me about 30 to 35 minutes. So 35 minutes tops, I will be back online. So we'll shoot for Pacific time. It's going to be about 2:45, 2:50-ish. 3 p.m. at the very latest. And I will be back on both Twitch and YouTube. So if you are able to join, then thank you very much. I appreciate it. I look forward to chatting with you next time. So we will see you in about 30 minutes. Fly safe.